Hi, welcome back to the channel. This video is about the top 5 ways to use AI for your data science and analytics projects. Is AI the end of data science? The truth is, AI is going to fundamentally change how we do our work, and we can all benefit from learning ways to use AI to work smarter and faster. I'm Dr. Christy. I'm a researcher and a data science director, and I help analysts and data scientists take their career to the next level. So first, we can use AI to check our code or our scripts for troubleshooting. As data scientists and analysts, we spend a lot of time writing code, checking it for errors and troubleshooting. And there's really two factors that determine how long it's going to take us to execute that work and basically how many mistakes we're going to make when we're doing it. One, whether you're going to write that code from scratch or you're going to modify existing code that you already have. And then the other factor is this a task that you've done before, or is this your first time having to do this? And when you look at this matrix, you're going to see these 4 cells. That's a combination of these two factors. And if you look at that top right one, it's something you've never done before, and you're going to write it from scratch. That is a perfect situation where you could use AI to really execute your work a lot faster. As always, I'll caution you to make sure you QA and check the output that's coming out to make sure that it's actually working as expected. So the second way that we can use AI is to annotate our code and our script. So the goal of annotating our code is so that if we put a project on pause and we come back to it later, we can remember what we were doing, or if your project gets transferred to another person on your team or to a new hire, they can also quickly get up to speed. So much time is wasted reviewing code if it's not annotated, and then usually you just scrap it and just start from scratch. So it's wasting time in 2 ways. You wasted the time reviewing the thing, and then now you're going to rebuild the wheel, which is another waste of time. But doing this annotation is super boring. Like, it's important, but it's boring. And this is a great way where AI can help. You just upload your script and you can do it in chunks if you want and ask it for annotation, and it'll try to summarize what are you doing, what's the goal of it. So the third way to use AI is to brainstorm data metrics, and this is probably one of my favorite use cases. When you're in that phase of your project where you're brainstorming different data metrics, it's extremely valuable to get folks together in a room. The issue is it's sometimes very hard to get them in the same room to do that brainstorming. It takes a lot of coordination, there's schedule conflicts. Another great way, aside from just brainstorming on your own, is to use ChatGPT. It is a great way to get additional ideas for how do you measure these different data concepts that you want to include in your model or your project. It can really cut down how much time you spend researching these things and trying to come up with it all by yourself. So for example, you can ask, please list 10 ways to measure customer engagement, or what are some ways that other people have done this? This can really help you move faster through that phase. For additional thoughts on brainstorming data metrics, you might want to check out my video that I'll post somewhere here on how to choose the best data for your project. So the fourth way we can use AI is for easy translation of technical concepts for non-technical audiences. As data scientists and analysts, this is something we're always working on. You want to explain it as fast as you can, as simply as you can. So this is another use case where I really love using AI to fast cycle through this process and to really get ideas on how you can explain this concept in a really fast, simple, straightforward way. So for example, here I asked ChatGPT to explain AUC, and I was able to get some responses that weren't too bad. So the fifth way we can use AI is to refine our methodology and our research design. So for all of our projects, we go through a phase of picking the analytics approach or the modeling approach that's best for our use case. So this is actually a weakness for a lot of projects because a lot of people skip this phase, and rather than going through lots of model options and weighing the needs, the requirements of each one and comparing it to our data and our use case, they kind of skip past it and they just jump in whatever model is comfortable, and they just skip over this phase of properly mapping each model to the data you have, the assumptions you're making in your project. That's a proper way to do it, but it can take you a while to remember the ins and outs and all the details. ChatGPT can spit it out for you pretty fast and help you quickly remember what are the assumptions, what are the requirements. Think about it with your data and your project and make sure that you're choosing the best model that's most appropriate for your project. So for additional thoughts on how to choose the right model for your project, you may be interested in this video, which I'm going to post somewhere here, that talks about that process of choosing the best model for your project. So that's it for today. If you liked it, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.